Okay, so just going to do an instructional video on the Gen 8 Contender setup. You can see here I already have it installed. Just a real quick look at what it looks like installed. This is a prototype, so it's still 3D printed. So I'll go ahead and take this out and put it back in and show you guys how it all goes together. Let's take a real quick look at what you get in your kits. Your transfer case will come assembled, greased, and put on the skid. Alright, so there's your skid and your transfer case. It can only go one way. This is going to be the back. Right? This is your underdrive for the rear. This is regular drive for the rear. And that's your front. You also receive a battery tray. 2 spacers for inside the chassis rails. And then 2 sets of link risers. Okay. Screws to run through. To grab your links on the other side. Nuts for those. 2 screws for your battery tray. And nuts for those. And you'll also receive these nylon spacers. These can be cut down in case you change to something like Revo ends. And you still need that offset. You can cut these down to replace the REDCAT link ends. Okay, that's what you get in the kit. Now let's put it together. Okay, so one of the first things you're going to do, you're going to take out your skid that was already there in your transfer case. This here. That's all you need to just put on a shelf, put in the garbage, whatever you want to do with it. You're also going to take your battery tray out and cut it down. You need hacksaw, heavy duty scissors, whatever you can get to get that cut down. I cut mine down right to where this wire was, where the wire carrier is, to bring the ESC wire across. But you're going to need to cut that down in order to fit in your new tray, which is this one here. And it just snaps down in there. Put another screw through right here. But you're going to do that after you put on your transfer case and everything else. We'll get to that part now. Okay, so here we go. We got everything out of there. What we're going to do is start putting everything back in. Got your spacers here. These are going to go inside the chassis rails right there. See how it brings it flush? Got 2 of those, one on either side. Next is going to go in your link riser. It's going to line up right there with that. Right? Now we get all that put together. Okay, now that you've got your link riser in and your spacer, you're going to take your 2 of your longest screws and go ahead and run those through those and get them started through. You're going to take your skid. You want to make sure that this risen part is facing the rear. And go ahead and take it and slide it in here. Okay, once you got your skid in place, you're going to go ahead and take and grab your lower link. Slide over the screw. Add a nut to the end. Repeat on the front. This is where your little nylon spacers come in if you've changed over to something like a Revo end. And then like so, you can cut down your nylon spacers to make up that difference there. So you just cut a nylon spacer the same length as that. And you should have enough there to cut up all the ones you need. And when you're finished installing the risers, the skid, and the spacers and everything, your bottom should look like this with all 4 links connected. We're going to connect our upper links. You're just going to put them into your riser. like so. You can go lower position if you want. I personally put mine as high as I can. That's me. Slide it in there. And attach the nut. And just finish that on all three. All the upper links attached. It's time to move on to doing the drive shafts. Your rear drive shafts, if you go to the driver's side, that is your underdrive to the rear. If you go to the passenger side, that is a 1-to-1 ratio, which I would use for heavy trailing, running or bashing on tarmac. Anytime you're going to run a lot on flat surfaces, you want to move over to the driver's side or the passenger side. The driver's side is your overdrive or your underdrive for the rear. So let me put all the shafts on and we'll go to the battery tray. Now we got our drive shafts in, we're set up for underdrive. Next thing we're going to do is reattach the battery tray. Basically how you're going to do that, you've got these standoffs here. You're going to take the two nuts you're provided, you're going to slide them in there sideways. And they should lock into place pretty much. Right? Then you're going to take your tray, it'll slide in up here, you screw it down right there. You'll notice these pins lock in right there on the standoff. So, going to get our nuts put in here. Probably the most challenging part of the whole thing. They can be a little challenging, but they do fit. And the nice thing is they don't come out too easily after you get them in there. You're going to take your tray, line it up like so. See, those pins will go through. Right? Then you're going to take your two 10mm provided countersink screws. They're going to drop right in the top there. And you just tighten them down. It's going to give you a nice stable battery tray. You can carry the rig around by that. And just go back and replace your front screw here. And there you go. Put your battery straps back in and you're ready to rock. Okay, so here's what your completed install should look like. Got your Velcro straps in place. Everything is in place there. If you do decide you want to switch to regular 1-to-1, you just unscrew your pin there, move it over, screw your pin back in, you're ready to rock on that. Some of the benefits of the underdrive. You're going to notice that you have a much better turning radius because you're not pushing against your tires on the front. You'll notice you have better ascents because your back's not pushing at the same speed as your front is pulling. So it's going to pull you over obstacles instead of wanting to tip back. Reduced torque twist for the most part. You'll still see a little bit, but not as much as you would on a straight drive. And that's it. Any questions, of course, just reach out and let us know. We'll see if we can't handle them for you. Thank you.